Hello everyone, my name is Amanda Waldhart and you are here with Amanda'sInspirationStation.com. Thank you for joining me for this week's Weekly Wednesday. Today is January 12th and I have some adorable cards today. And I want to hop on in here and share these cards with you. And I have a couple reasons why I did these cards, and I want to share that with you. But I do want to just say one thing. About a week ago, I announced a project that I was working on, and it went live on January 3rd. This is a fabulous fun fold tutorial bundle that I am offering. This has 12 different cards, all different fun folds. This tutorial bundle has colored copy pictures. It has measurements, supply list, step-by-step instructions, and this is for 12 different fun folds. Now, I also am offering with this an exclusive Facebook page. It's called Fabulous Fun Fold Tutorial Bundle. And in that page is where once a month, the second Monday of every month at 11 a.m. Central Time, I will go on and I will do a video on one of these cards. So I will be doing this all year round, each month. But this exclusive group will be here forever. So whether you purchased this when it launched a week ago, or maybe you're not seeing this, I know it's only January 12th, but let's say it's now September 2022 and you're now seeing this. It doesn't matter. You can join at any time. Those videos will always be there for you to watch. This is an instant download through my blog. So if you go to Amanda'sInspirationStation.com, you can click on the tutorial store and it's an instant download. It sells for $37, which is a fabulous deal. Fabulous fun fold, fabulous deal. And there is a link underneath that'll take you right to the store. So I would love for you to join. You don't have to be on Facebook to have this tutorial. Like I said, you could totally create all of these cards. You don't need to have every single product. You can use different products, different designer series paper. The whole point of this tutorial is to teach you how to do the fun fold. So it's not really about which product that I use, but I would love in the Facebook if you create to share what you create, because that's fun. Sharing is caring, and that's the best part. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Reach out to me. You can reach out to me through Amanda'sInspirationStation.com or through Facebook. I have Amanda's Inspiration Station Facebook page as well. So that's with that. Okay, so for this week's Weekly Wednesday, we are still in celebration. This runs through February 28th, and for every $50 you spend, you can pick an item out of here for free. There are 2 items in here that are for $100. And then there also are 2 other specials. There's a hosting special. So if you host a workshop of $300 or your own sale of $300, let's say you have a large wish list, which it's easy to do, and it's $300. You can get this Calming Camilla stamp set for free. Maybe you and 2 others are going to put your money together so that you can get this, because once a month you meet and you stamp together. Great. That sounds wonderful. Okay, so that's the hosting special. The purchasing special is the free items. And then we also have a joining special. So on top of our awesome Ultimate Bundle Kit, which is $99 and tax only, but you get to pick out $125 worth of free product. That's $26 for free. Plus, you're getting free shipping, which is a value of 10%. Plus, now if you do it while it's Sale-a-bration, you get to pick out any 2 stamp sets for free. It doesn't matter the cost, you get to pick. So that's huge. And I would love for you to join my Crafty Cats team. I have a link for that below as well, along with if you need to purchase any products, there's a link for that. So right into the underneath the video. I am so sorry. I feel like I have like a frog in my throat. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So we're going to be working out of the new mini catalog today, but we're also adding some items from the annual catalog because I love the annual catalog. But I was looking through this mini catalog a quadrillion times, literally, and on page 51, I'm a sucker for a great saying stamp set. So if there is a stamp set that has all sayings, to me, that's like a win-win because you can use it anywhere for anything. And I love this font. When I saw this stamp set, I was like, oh my gosh, this was on my immediate wish list. And, you know, I have lots of wish lists. Sorry. You know what? I got to get a drink of water. I'm really sorry. I don't know why. It's really dry in our house, though, so I will say that. For those of you who don't know, I live in Wisconsin, and it's very cold here right now, and it makes our house really dry. So, okay. So I wanted to feature this stamp set because I love this stamp set, and it was on my wish list right away. So I was like, okay, we're going to use this stamp set today, but what am I going to use with this stamp set? Well, I decided that I was going to bring out a stamp set that's been in the annual catalog actually twice, or it's been in this annual catalog and then an occasion catalog. I can't remember how that worked, but we've had it for quite a while. It's Beautiful Moments, and I love it. And I thought about this because I actually had 2 instances where people have asked me about Stampin' Up's watercolor pencils. And watercolor pencils are something for me that, you know, I love them, I use them, but then sometimes I forget about them and they get put on the back burner, and like many things in my life. But I'm like, oh, I need to bring these out. So one of them was actually a team member had brought this up, and she wanted to know how to use the blender pen. So I was showing her how to use that with the watercolor pencils. And it brought me to this where, oh, well, I'm going to do a video on this because I haven't done it in a while. And sometimes it's just great to bring out old things that have been around a while that maybe you haven't used for a while. And then the other person who absolutely now loves Stampin' Up watercolor pencils, I'm going to share this, is my 11-year-old daughter, almost 12. She took all my pencils and she's like, Mom, these are like really nice colored pencils. And I was like, huh, yes, they are. Now put them back, please. But then I saw how she was using them and how long she was using them. And I'm just going to throw this out there. They were in excellent shape when she borrowed them. They are not in so much excellent shape now. They're like shorter. They're, you know, an 11-year-old. So I reordered myself a brand new set of both of them. And I'm like, you can have those. So I'm glad she loves them. But yes, so I had to get new ones. So look I got new ones. They're so nice and new. It's like school supply time. I love school supply time. Getting new pens and highlighters and all that fun stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead. I'm getting totally sidetracked here. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a couple different techniques. So we're going to do the watercolor technique with the blender pen. We're also going to do some heat embossing. And then while I was doing this as well, I thought that I would bring out from the annual catalog the patterned paper that is a Hostess Rewards. They sell for $18. It is my favorite paper. I'm going to cry when this catalog's over and this pattern paper leaves us. I'm going to cry if it leaves us. Stampin' Up, please keep it. Or bring out something just as fun. This is the paper. It is 48 sheets of 12 by 12 paper. There are 4 of each sheet. And on one side, it's all brights and different patterns. And then on the other side, it's all black and white and different patterns. I love this paper. You can get this with a $150 order or a workshop as well. Plus, $150 would also get you free celebration. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with this card here first. So we're just gonna start, I already did some die cutting. Now, this piece right here is from the Hippo and Friends dies. And this die cut piece here is from the seasonal label die. So I've already, for the sake of the video, gone ahead and did a few things. Now, we're going to do our card a little bit different this time. We're actually making it go up and down. So it measures at 4 1/4 by 11, and you're going to score it at 5 1/2. Now, don't worry about missing. If you're new to my weekly Wednesdays, don't worry about missing the measurements or pausing. Right underneath the link here of the video, which is at amandasinspirationstation.com, I actually have a free printable project sheet on both of these cards for you that has the supply list and the measurements and a colored picture. All right, so because we're using basic black cardstock, we're not going to be able to write in that card, so we need a piece of cardstock inside so that you can see what you're writing. Now, with this one, I did stamp in it, and so this will say Happy Mom Day, all day your way. So this is kind of a Mother's Day card here. So we're going to go ahead and stamp on this first before we place it in here. And this measures at 4 by 5 1/4. And so does our first layer of designer series paper too. All right, so I'm going to use Memento. And I'm just going to stamp this in the center just like that. Okay. Easy peasy. Okay, I have to finish it. Lemon squeezy. All right. So now I'm going to flip this over. And we're just going to place this in the inside. Just like that. And we're going to place this right away on. See, look at this black and white on one side, color on the other. Oh, I love this paper. All right, so we're going to do that. Now, let's go ahead and do some stamping first before we put this on. So I'm going to use the Memento, and I'm going to, well, I see that I did not put her on a block. So we're going to put her on a block, and we're going to put this on a block, since I don't have them on blocks yet. All right, there's 1 and 2. All right, so let's flip this over. All right, and I'm just going to stamp right on my stitched shape piece. And I don't need that anymore. Okay, so for coloring, let's color before we do this piece here. So if we're coloring, I'm using the watercolor pencils for everything except for her skin tone. For her skin tone, I am going to use the ivory blend. So let's start with the watercolors first. I'm going to do Flirty Flamingo for her dress. Now, I'm not going to color this like perfect. I'm just not. So I'm going to kind of go like this. I'm not going to take my time and worry about how perfect I am. That sounds funny. Because now I'm going to take my blender pen. First of all, I'm going to kind of color off. And I'm just going to color it in. And do you notice how it's giving it at that soft, it's blending it for us. And now it's giving that watercolor look. All right, I'm going to use Granny Apple Green for the green spots, like where the grass is. Look at, I'm not even being perfect about it. Bloop, bloop. All right, I am going to go like this, make sure there's no pink on there. And I'm just going to kind of bring that down. And I'm going to kind of, there we go. See how it gives that watercolor look? I don't know if that's helping you guys or not. There's that frog again. I'm going to color her hair because I have red hair. So I'm going to do it in Cajun Craze. And we're going to soften that. And then I'm going to use the Ivory blend for her skin tone. There we go. That's it. That's it. You do not have to be like all fancy, all in the lines. You don't have to do all that. So I'm going to place this on this die piece here. And then I'm going to place this flat to the card. And I'm going to kind of place that over to the bottom left. And then the only thing that we have left now is our embossing. So for embossing, we're going to use our Versamark. And I'm going to get out my Happy Mom Day stamp. And I'm going to stamp that right in the center. I'm going to get out my white embossing powder here. And I'm going to be very generous with this. Don't be shy. We're just doing it like this. Now see how there's stuff all over? Flip it over like this and literally flick it. And flick it hard. Don't be afraid to flick. Okay. Now, if you do find that there's still some like little stragglers of this powder and you can't get it off, sometimes when you use your finger, it doesn't always work. So I have a little paintbrush here that I literally, I don't know, I think it came in one of my kids' crafting little kits. And I just take it and I just brush it off like that. Okay. And I have my heat tool here. And I'm going to turn that on. And what we want is we want this to go to a shiny white. And as soon as it like heats up and turns shiny white, which usually you can see it like right in front of your eyes. I love watching it. There we go. I'm going to flip it over because that's getting a little hot on my thumb. There we go. Then you know you're done when it turns that white. And then we're going to use the Pick a Banner punch because I want to punch both sides here. And I kind of want it to get a little closer. So I'm going to put it all the way up to the edge. Yep, I'm going to do that again because I want it to get a little closer. I'm going to do it on this side too. I feel like my piece of cardstock was a little crooked. All right. And now I'm going to place this on here, overlapping it. And I am going to use my dimensionals for that. I have this pack of dimensionals, which I would never get rid of it, but it's annoying me because it's so strong that it's like ripping the paper. I can't even peel it off without it peeling the paper. But of course, I would never, I use every tiny piece on this entire dimensional sheet. All right, there's our card. Look at that. Oh, look at that. You know what? I'm pointing this out because I want you to see this. So clearly I must have had a little ink on my finger. Stampin' Up! Does not sell these, but I got this on Amazon, and this is a tool that I feel like every stamper needs to have. It's made by Tombow, and it is a sand eraser. They come in packs. I don't know what the packs are, but if you go in a circular motion, you can get that little bit of ink off your cardstock. Look at that. And voila, it's gone. See, it's like magic. I love that thing. All right, so there's our first card. All right, let's go ahead and go to our second card. Now, our second card, where is our second card? Right here. We're going to do some coloring as well. And we're going to do some heat embossing as well, but this time we're going to use a different punch. So this piece right here is from the Stitch So Sweetly. We're going to do our card the same way because when I designed this, this was one piece of cardstock. I literally just cut it down at 4 1/4, and then I scored them both at 5 1/2, and that gave me 2 cards. Same with the first card. These two, we have an inside and a first layer. Now, I did not stamp anything on the inside of this, so it doesn't matter. We can go ahead and put this in, but both of them measure at 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, so let's go ahead and place that in there. All right. So now we are going to stamp her, the 2 girls. So I'm going to get that out. And we're going to stamp that. And I'm going to let that sit for a minute. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do our Versamark since I have the stuff out. And this one says, "You matter to me." This is a nice card that I actually have 2 daughters, and sometimes I like to give them little cards in with their lunches because I'm that mom. Although now they're getting older and they're like, "Mom." So now I leave it in their room on their desk, so when they get home, they get a little something from me. It's just a little thought that matters. All right, I'm going to brush that off. And I can see that I have, now granted with this one, we're going to punch out it in an oval shape, but I still wanted to. So I have 2 of these cards. I have 2 daughters. So I think what I'll do is I will leave a card for both of them on their desk today. So when they get home from school, they'll each have a little card from me. Aw, maybe I'll even tell them 3 things that I love about them. I mean, there's a lot more than 3 things, but all right. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this in our double oval punch. Now, I chose for this one not to use the scalloped one because I just wanted the little oval. But by all means, we could have done that. All right, so I'm going to kind of color in the water. And again, I'm just going to kind of color in the dress. Now keep in mind, I'm not doing a perfect job, and that's okay. That's what I love about these. Okay, so we got a blue dress with her. Let's do kind of a reddish dress with her. All right. And then let's bring out our blend to do this first. See how that, I want that to be kind of clear, so I'm going to color that in. See, look at how nice that looks now. I don't know if you guys can see that. Look how nice that looks. Okay, so now I want the red to get off my blender pen. And now I'm going to do the same thing with this Bermuda Bay. How it softens those lines and just gives it that watercolor look. I love it. All right, let's do that. Now I'm going to do the bottom here with the water. Just soften that. All right, I don't know what happened to my, these are brand new too. So we're going to use the, oh no, this is the right color. I was like, at first I thought this wasn't the color I used, that it was more of a blonde, but I did use this one. And this is actually crushed curry. So yeah, doesn't that look kind of like it's brown? I thought that was not crushed curry. That's what I thought. I thought it was like soft suede or something. All right, so now we're going to use the ivory blender pen. And we're just going to color this in like that. All right, now we're going to place this flat on our card. And then we're going to pop up our oval with these really strong dimensionals. All right. I did a Facebook Live last night. And I used those dimensionals too for my paper pumpkin, and I was struggling. So clearly, why wouldn't I use it for, you know, or Monday night? Why wouldn't I use it for this video? I mean, I like to struggle with it, so. All right, so here are your cards that we did today. I hope you guys liked them. I hope it just gives you a little oomph to bring out your watercolor pencils again and use them, because maybe they've been in your drawer or on your desk for a while and you haven't pulled those out yet. So same with the heat embossing, and I hope you love the fonts of this, and I think this stamp set is just wonderful. I love this saying. This one's one of my favorite. I have to say this. Being awesome is just your thing. I mean, the things are endless. I love this stamp set. And if you want to purchase this stamp set, you can go straight to amandasinspirationstation.com. There's a link for purchasing right below. Remember, Celebrations is going on. You get free goodies. And don't forget about the tutorial bundle. If you love fun folds, that would be something that you would love to do. And I would love for you to join our group. Okay, you guys have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next week for our Weekly Wednesday. Thanks for joining me. Bye.